We had a modest week of $39,000 this week, so let's take a minute to talk about it. How we did, what those trades look like, how our classes went, how our automation for futures is going, and really everything in between. So we've been doing this weekend review thing for a couple, maybe 2 months now, and I really like it. It kind of keeps me accountable. Hopefully it's helpful content for you on YouTube. Of course, if you like this content, like, comment, and subscribe, and do all the things that helps YouTube do the things to get us in front of more people, because that helps our channel grow. But we're doing something pretty incredible. Since July, we have profited nearly $800,000 in the future industry. I want to do a longer year-end review of my journey this year. It is my first year to futures and prop firms specifically. I had never experienced so many things that we have experienced this year, so it's been a bit of a learning curve. But the skill set I already had unlocked, so now we're coming to the table and trying to do the rest, right? Trading is not the hard part, in my opinion. It's the rest of the stuff. So really, I'm excited about 2025, and that'll be the next video. But let's talk for right now about this week. This month, we're sitting at about $134,000. We do have some red. This is our automation here. If I go to November, it was a beautiful, perfect month, which it's my first perfect month that I've ever had in futures. So that was really nice. That felt good, obviously. That month, $239,000. That's just incredible. It's insane to see what's possible. Now, again, I'm in no way for saying this is perfect. It's not. There's going to be outliers and things that just differentiate. So, for example, these 2 days I got chopped up pretty good, but lucid funded accounts, once they're gone. Like, they won't update on here, so it's not going to show the same. This day is still pretty accurate. This day is probably down another little bit-ish. So again, this isn't perfect. And remember, if I have any kind of a big red day, not like this, it will have blown some of these accounts. So that profit doesn't necessarily count as mine if I didn't already get a chance to withdraw it. So I will say full transparency, Tuesday was a bit rough and we had some tech stuff, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But overall, performance was good, trades were excellent, and discipline was on point. So I'm very excited about that. Let's go take a look at the trades we did this week. Really, really simple. All indicators are turned off. We do have some really awesome automation, some great candle formation things, great entries and exits that give you take profits and everything, alerts, everything you could possibly need to be profitable, right? But for the most part, we come to the charts in Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We take a look at what we see. So this Tuesday, we were looking for a bit of a bounce up to take out some liquidity. We ended up only getting about 30 points on that trade. The 5-minute time frame is not going to show that too well, but 30 points from here to about here. We're locking pretty quickly. Remember, the time of year, we're scaling back on risk. We're scaling back on size. We're protecting a little bit quicker because the market is choppy, right? We just had our contract switch days. We had huge news coming out this week, so we were going to play it safe. Big picture on the day, we were looking for a bit more of a sell down. I was really spending the week targeting the 24,800s, and it's kind of beautiful when we go to the bigger time frame to see how that played out. But either way, here we go. We caught an amazing 308s down to 170s-ish, figure, God, I don't know, give or take 140-ish, 150-ish points based off of wherever that entry is sitting. So great trade, right? Well-managed, great trade. Some of us got back in after a retest. Some of us waited till the end of the day and got that buy up. So not a bad day, really simple. Got green and got off the screen, kind of keep it simple. That was Tuesday. It was also the contract switch day. So on this day, I ended up having some orders that were on MNQZ versus MNQ whatever H that got transferred wrong through the Ninja Trader, pick my trade copier, whatever, the portable trading tools copier that I use. Don't ask me how that happened. I don't know if it's because those brokers on Trade-Evate were logged into those charts still, and I had not logged into those Trade-Evates. But needless to say, it cost me quite a few accounts, because you got to think on these two trades, if they put pending orders on those, that equals 4 orders of getting kind of knocked around in and out, and that was a crappy experience. So that's the tech stuff that can go wrong, can and will. Wednesday, it was a perfect, beautiful, easy trading day. We knew what we were looking for. We confirmed the move. We waited for the break. We waited for the retest. Got a great 167-ish points. It sold down the remainder of the day. But again, we don't even need to participate in that, because you've got your points, you've got your profits. The hardest thing is not continuing the trading. So that was Tuesday. We continued to sell down, man. That was a beautiful day. Beautiful, beautiful day. I had some of that in my bigger accounts. That was awesome. It feels good. It feels peaceful. Today, I had multiple sell entries into this move down. We waited for liquidity to get swept. It did. We caught oh geez, 55s down, I don't know, less than 100 points on both of these moves. So figure, I think one of them I closed at 90-ish points, one of them 80-ish, I don't know for sure. But we took an entry once, took another entry in there, and then a third entry there. So overall, same analysis over and over again. You're done really reasonably quickly. And that was that. Today's Thursday. So big picture stuff. I'm going to go to this higher time frame because I think it's so relevant, and I think it's so cool to share as well. This is our contract switch day. So for everybody using levels and you're drawing them up without knowing the contract adjustments, you're getting literal different levels. These are different prices. If you can see, those would have been our entries without the adjusted price. Okay. Very, very different. Very, very different view. So to me, at this time, I try to look at all different versions of NQ, right? So I'm looking at it on stock platforms. I'm looking at it on FX platforms. I want to see the bigger picture without the noise. So this was kind of amazing how Tuesday kind of chopped up, down, up, down, up, down. It was perfect. It was definitely to be expected. What most people didn't expect, I feel like, is the fact that this area needed to rebalance. I wish I had my annotate on here. I don't. It's not like on Zoom. I'll have to figure that out another time. But this whole area needed to rebalance, and that's exactly what we did. So here comes Wednesday. We needed to sweep this high with some oomph. We needed to close above. We spent all overnight action kind of buying up. And of course, we sold down. We took all of that and more. In my opinion, and I don't think enough people really talk about that, when we have this kind of, I'm going to go to a slightly smaller time frame, that kind of price action, and now I'm going to go back to the non-contract adjusted hours. When we have this area, it needs to be rebalanced. And usually when it rebalances, in my opinion, it's going to rebalance on both directions by quite a bit. And it did. So if you look at the price points, that's 25,400 all the way up to 25,500, 100 points above. And we know the market goes up. So if we're going to rebalance aggressively, it's got to be to the downside. In this case, with how price was forming, because we were already moving down, right? So it was going to short-term kind of accumulation, manipulation, distribution kind of concept. Not my thing. Just, words I'm regurgitating literally. But this was amazing. This was beautiful price action. This is the non-adjusted version. So this spends all day chopping up and down, getting everybody murdered. Next day, it makes everybody think we're going to go up. So we've swept that level. We've rebalanced to the upside because all the contracts, the minis, the micros, the larger versions, the different versions of the stocks, every version has to rebalance with what they're considering the prices. So that's going to create a lot of violent swings in both directions. So what happens next? Everyone is looking for the buys. It tanks out of like, whoa. 25 fives all the way down to 24 880s. I know everyone does it on YouTube and everyone's like Insta famous and stuff, but I had literally 24 880s marked up since we made this high. Okay. All the way back in this range. So you got to think the last few weeks I was looking for that. We know if we're going to go higher, we're going to target the imbalance. We know if we were going to go lower. Before I got the Santa Claus rally, I was really looking for it to come kind of bid these levels. Now, granted, I was not as confident yet because the way watching the contract rollover play out, could that have been the low? Yeah, because the 50% halfway back was technically happening based off of whether or not you were using the adjusted contract or not. Either way, that had been my target all week. Once we bid that, we knew we were looking for buys. Fast forward, we also had NFP too. So we had NFP, just all kinds of janky stuff this week. Today, CPI, a lot of people flipped a lot of accounts on the news. I don't typically do that, but easy buys, right? Easy buys all day. However, I was looking for a little bit of a rebalance into this huge kind of data release, right? Data released up. I wasn't looking for a lot, but I wanted a little bit of rebalancing, and we did. We kept pushing up, came down, pushed up, came down, pushed up, came down. Now we've got this nice little bull flag kind of formation setting up. And as of right now, being 6:08 p.m., market just opened. It looks like we might have some downward pressure. So it's interesting. We didn't have the oomph yet to buy up. I know quite a few people who are still targeting some imbalances here and here. And there's larger time frame imbalances even lower. Now, I'm not sure we're going to get those. It's possible, but we'll see. As long as we're staying above the 25,300s-ish, 25,350s, I'm looking for buys to start kind of taking back over on the big picture. But for now, we're going to play it smart. We're going to be looking for the shorter term moves, those 20 to 30 points, and go from there. So I'm going to be doing a wrap up on this again on that year end video. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it. My daughter's home from Spain for a little while, so it feels amazing but I will be doing one. I'm kind of excited about it this year. A lot of interesting things to report that may be helpful for all the viewers on YouTube, right? And hopefully this gets in front of new people who are maybe on the journey. We've got 5 years of data that says I can average 80 to 90% accuracy. I realized, what do we have on TradeZella? 78%. Granted, a lot of different tech stuff too, but I know this is something we can prove for 5 some odd years, 5, 6, 7 years, maybe. I don't know. So the data is there. The capacity is there. And it's kind of beautiful. However, it's when you're managing in real time, you've got little glitches and stuff that's not going to come out. Either way, you're averaging anywhere above 70, 80, 90%. That's incredible. So these are only the class trades we've taken live with the community inside of our Discord. If you're interested, definitely check it out. It's going to be sixfiguretradingcoach.com. This is the last time to get those prices. Otherwise, price goes up in January. And while we're on that topic, if you're buying any prop firms, definitely check out our link tree. Use code 6FTC because it helps us get in front of more people. It helps us grow and kind of accomplish the things that we're trying to accomplish as a community of traders who can do this long term. So this week, I didn't take any notations. It wasn't the vibe, but I will. Again, we bought up, sold down. A lot of sells actually on the week. These are all sells. One buy. Go figure. We got 12%. So figure if you're doing this and you're risking 1% per trade on your live money, that's a 12% gain. This year, risking 1% of your capital, 1%, that's a 467% gain. Now, most of us on our personal accounts are risking a couple of percent, right? You don't have to go ham and do 7 or 10. What if you were just risking 2 or 3 or 4? That's literally almost 1,000% or greater gain on your account. So kind of wild to think about, kind of beautiful. This is our track record for the year. There's not all wins. There's definitely losses. We get chopped up. We have dumb periods. But that's been our journey this year. So I'm really, really excited to see what next year brings. I do have a lot to report in terms of my experience with all these prop firms. I think it's a blessing and a curse. I do have big goals and aspirations. I want to hit that 7 figures that's July. In 2025, I think it's possible. I think it's just going to take a lot of discipline and probably in order for me to truly accomplish this, I think it's going to take me not doing the copy trading. So we'll see what I land on. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to work on it, do the numbers and do all the things and kind of give it my best. And that's all I can do. So if you're following along this journey and you find this content helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see other videos like this, or you have anything that you'd like me to go over, or you think would be helpful coming from me to you, definitely put that in the comments below, because really I started on this journey to be able to help people, to share my journey and to help other people accomplish something that I'm just really comfortable with and good at. Now the rest of it is kind of for the birds, but trading, that I've got. Like the rules and the consistencies and the janky stuff, I'm pretty new to that side of it all. But trading, that part I got. Compounding, I got that too. So anyways, that's all I've got for you guys. A couple of days till Christmas. If you have anything at all that you need, definitely put that in the comments. And otherwise, just go love on your families. Remember the reason for the season. Thank you for watching. Take care and God bless.